Okay.
Yeah. We coming, y'all. Nsoromma right here. We full screen. Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, he took them home.
Yeah.
He took them home, man. He took them home.
What you mean?
Once I gave him the boy Judah faces.
Oh, what you say he took him home?
That's crazy.
That's crazy. That's some crazy stuff right
Yo, what's good? Nsoromma in the building. Mr. Gibbs in the building. Yo,
wait.
Open Eye getting ready about to pop off in about 5 minutes. Yo, 95.3 FM. Tune in right now. Yaga! Rap!
The things on the stop.
Yo, what's good? Nsoromma in the building. Mr. Gibbs in the building. Yo, Open Eye getting ready about to pop off in about 5 minutes. Yo, 95.3 FM. Tune in right now.
Oh.
Yaga! Rap! Yaga! Yo, what's good? Yaga! Yo, what's good?
Those of us that enjoy first state intellectual violence don't do so for the pleasure of mental masturbation or ego. We do so because we came from a pleasure whose mind is deep and difficult to lose.
Good morning, my children of the sun. Welcome to WHGE 95.3 FM. This is The Open Eye. I'm your host, the third eye optometrist, Patrice Gibbs. And as usual, joined by your intellectual surgeon, Nsoromma.
Yaga!
What's up, brother?
What's good, homie? What's good? What's good?
Right. I know you listeners have been starving like Marvin. I know you've been going through some open eye withdrawals as we haven't been here in 2 weeks.
Right.
But that's all right. We got you. Don't let that third eye close just because I wasn't there with Nsoromma to keep it open for you.
That's right.
That information is coming. We are back. Y'all. All right. And as usual, we got plenty of good stuff for you. I'm telling you. Oh, yes. In case you didn't know, we are Facebook Live. We are all the way back.
That's right.
Buddy. So definitely tell your friends and family, tell your uncle, tell your cousin, tell people you don't even like to tune in on Facebook Live and to WHGE 95.3 FM. Yeah, buddy. And as I always tell you, you don't have to wait until Saturday. Hold up, I got a little background on here. Bring that down, so. All right, like I always tell you, you don't have to wait until Saturday at 11 a.m. Even though I know you can't wait till Saturday at 11 a.m. But don't just wait till Saturday at 11 a.m. to tune in to WHGE 95.3 FM. Yeah, because we have a full week of programming for you. Monday through Sunday, we got you. Don't you worry about it. For instance, on Saturdays, the second and fourth Saturday, so that means this Saturday, or is this the fifth Saturday? Every month, we have Voices of Delaware Africa Coalition with Dr. Kalichi Lawrence. You don't want to miss that. That's Saturday, the second and fourth Saturdays at 1. All right, an hour after we go off the air. All right, we're going to be here a little longer today. And of course, my big brother Eddie J with his Sports Zone with the football season closing. I know you're getting them bets in. You want to tune in to Eddie J. He's going to let you know what's going down. That's the darn sure. All right, and that's of course followed by, I always want to call him Dr. Alan Lawrence because he brings the information so strong with the Weekend Review at 5. And as usual, that is followed by the Daily Show, Black History Facts and Reflections with our illustrious leader, Mr. Harmon Carey. This is WHGE 95.3 FM, brought to you by, the Open Eye is brought to you by the Delaware Center for Homeless Vets, the veterans advocate for keeping you off the street, and the builders of the Pearl Center, the veterans home for the apartment building for veterans.
How you doing, brother?
I'm hanging in there. Let me get this disclaimer in there just in case.
Right.
All right. It's coming. Because we want you to know how we operate around here, so you don't put the blame on nobody else for what we say. We don't give a damn, but here you go.
The views and opinions expressed on Open Eye are those of the host, guests, and contributors, and do not reflect the policy or position of WHGE 95.3 FM nor our sponsor, the Delaware Center for Homeless Vets. Any content provided by Open Eye's hosts, guests, or contributors are theirs and are not intended to malign any religion, ethnic group, company, or individual.
In the camera.
All right.
Right.
Let's get it in. We got some stuff going on.
Glitch in the matrix.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. All right. As usual, like I tell you, we always got plenty of good stuff for you. And this question comes up from time to time amongst our people, you know, and that was integration the worst thing that ever happened to Black people? You know, and we discussed this numerous times here on the Open Eye. And I would have to say that no, not necessarily. Because well, it's a two-edged sword. On the one hand, what we deal with is what we lost during integration. Okay. And what's up, Vaughn? Good morning, family, brother. Good to see you on.
What's good? What's good?
Open Eye. That's word. Like I said, it's a two-edged sword. You know, integration gave us, as Black people, one, it ended supposedly second-class citizenship. Of course, we're still dealing with that because what we really are dealing with is the illusion of inclusion. You know, and you know, in most cases, it is an illusion. We still live under, you know, white supremacy and the pressures of that. Now, what we lost with integration, what we gave up foolishly, was a lot of our own institutions. And interesting enough, with the exception of the Black church. And that's one thing that we didn't give up. But the Black church, unfortunately, went from, a lot of them went from liberation theology to prosperity theology. And primarily, those that prosper in the black church seems to be the church leadership, the minister, the deacons, and what have you. And you see a lot of the membership, unless they got a good job and they're making good money, you know, dealing with poverty, dealing with hard times and what have you. And a lot of times, and this is real crazy, they turn to the black church for help. And if you're not up on your tithes and, you know, a member of good standing, they won't help you. And that's crazy. Now, that's not so for all of them. You know, I don't want to be, you know, make a blanket statement and say this is so for all of them, but too many of them. And then you see these mega churches. Now, this for me is really a problem, because with these mega churches, which you have, definitely is institutions that are all about the prosperity. Some of these mega churches, man, look, and this is real crazy, have ATM machines in the church, you know. And
I mean, it's all about profit, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Everybody
Yeah.
gotta make money to keep the electric on. I really don't stop a person from their hustle and their livelihood on the way they eat. But when it's designed and it's only out to just take and never give back, like any of these services that goes on and that's in our community that we support, it's supposed to be a give back day. You know what I'm saying? A give back every month. It's supposed to be somebody giving back in that community that's taking our money and that's taking our, you know, they ain't taking it, we giving it to them. We walking up to them and going to their stores and participating in with their structure, and we don't even participate with our own structure.
And that's
you know what I'm saying? And that's what I be so upset about. You know, I mean, we can have stores too on every corner,
right? You know, and see that, and like you said, not giving back. The black church at one time, of course, was the incubator for the civil rights movement, which of course morphed into black power movements and what have you. All right, some of the most revolutionary voices came out of the black church, you know. But the thing is, like I said, now in modern times, you know, in up-to-date times, for one thing, they're getting government grants. Okay, that's a situation right there. Okay, because you are not going to do anything to hurt your government grant. You can believe that. You can believe that. So if you speak too strongly against the injustices going on, then you're endangering your government grant and your 501(c)(3) status. And a lot of them are not going to do that. Now, I've seen, I wish I could have written the brother's name down, but I've seen a minister. He's from North Carolina. If anybody knows his name, he is not dependent on no government grants. He don't give a damn about what the government's going to say or do about the things that he says, and he speaks strongly against the injustices that go on, that happen to our people. Okay, I got much respect for this brother. I'm going to get his name and bring it to you next time we're on, or might bring it on my strolling commentary. You know, here's the thing. The reason we talk about these things is to point out to you what is constantly going on. Okay, one of the things that I think we have a problem with is understanding with these white identity extremists. And sometimes we give a pass to white women. We can't do that because they are much white supremacists and terrorists as the men are. And after all, they raised these men.
They actually worse. It was white women that set up the gentrification for the child when you go kill a baby. Abortion.
Yeah, right. Margaret Sanger, right. I'm with you.
She was the main one that was about that business.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Taking organs and selling them. This is not a new practice. You know what I'm saying? This has been going on for years.
Years. That's
they
what
even George Washington did it.
Yeah.
Stole some teeth.
So yeah, oh yeah, he would take his, you know, the slaves. See, you know, the myth that George Washington, you know, have wooden teeth. That's not so.
No, he
George
had
Washington,
slave teeth.
he had slave teeth.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was just in a wooden, you know, with how it fit the gum. It was
Right.
made out of wood, but the teeth were human.
Well, human
Yes.
teeth that he had pulled out of his slaves. And guess what? They didn't have no Novocaine back then.
Right, they just yanked them out.
Just yanked them out.
Come
Hold
on,
still.
man.
You know, I mean, it's crazy. But I want to say about white women. Did you hear about the white woman that drove over the young Hispanic girl because she said because she looked Mexican, rolled her over. Come to find out, earlier that day she had sped through a parking lot and rolled over a young black boy. Jeez Louise, man.
I don't see that's racist. That's attempted murder. Period.
Yeah.
Racist is out of the loop now. That's attempted murder. She's going around trying to attempted murder.
Yeah, trying to run people over.
Attempt murder on people, of course. I mean, yo, we gotta start talking and saying what it exactly is. Racism is not that a charge. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Attempted murder is. So that's what we're saying. That's what we have to be more direct in our vocabulary too when we talking. You know what I mean? Because that's what get them off a lot too.
Right. It's the language it would have.
That's right.
Because not only is it attempted murder, but you need to tack on to that as a hate crime.
Oh, right. It's attempted murder first, and then it's a hate crime.
Then it's a hate crime.
Right. You know
that's
what I mean?
You know,
they do it backwards, and a hate crime. It's not against the law right now because the president is a hate crimer.
True. You would think it wasn't against the law,
right? I mean, they ain't enforcing it for that simple fact. Right. It may be against the law, but they brush it under the table and under the rug and in the jacket, anywhere but where it's supposed to be.
Right, because if you throwing up the white power sign and those that if you on how they do that. How they do? Yeah.
It's the okay sign.
The okay sign.
It look like an okay sign,
but they turn it upside down for white. Well, yeah,
it's upside down.
Yeah,
that is white power.
White power.
They go white. The W for the up, and then turn it down is P.
Right.
This is the P, and upside down. This is the W.
Right.
W, and then P. White power.
White power.
And I mean, they've been doing that for years, man.
Yep. So basically, what they're doing, they throwing up gang signs.
Yeah, they burst in the game.
Yeah, you know, because
they're organization.
Not only are just the regular citizens doing it, okay, but they had taken photos where cops, posing these
people that's
photos,
supposed to be protecting us.
Right,
we're paying
they
for
throwing
their
up
salary.
the gang sign.
Right, and you throwing up a gang sign, and how about in a situation I need you to help me? You gonna do the dirt to me? I gotta worry about that type of stuff. You know what I mean? Nah.
That's why we can. That's why we have to be careful when we're dealing with these police, with these race soldiers, because anytime that we have any interaction with the police, the likelihood is that we're gonna suffer.
And these police that's not doing that and that's opposing that has to stand up also.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. But they're not gonna cross the blue line.
I mean, that's what has to be done. If they don't do that, it's always gonna be this pandemonium and this racist ethic inside of the organization.
Yep. You remember what's the sister's name? Oh, I got it here. Centoya Brown.
I think so.
Yeah, the sister that was in prison because she killed her rapist. Yeah. Well, she's out.
Oh, she got out.
Yeah, she got out in August. She was pardoned by the governor of.
So is this guy gonna rape her and do all this, beat her and do all this kind of stuff to her? When she finally get a chance to break free and not possibly harm him to stop him from harming her, she get jail time.
And she was in jail for 10, 15 years, man.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's terrible.
She got out and now she's an advocate for sex trafficking on minors. And one of the first things she did was she wrote a opinion piece, op-ed piece about another victim by the name of Crystal Kaiser. Now, Crystal Kaiser shot shot her sex trafficker. Crystal Kaiser, a young African American girl, 17. I'm not gonna call her a woman because y'all always want to push our children, because that's what she was,
right.
17 years old, adulthood,
right,
and charge them as adults and what have you. This was a child dealing with the terror of sexual abuse and being trafficked by a white man. Okay, now this was in Wisconsin, and the police were well aware that 34-year-old Randy Bollard had hundreds of child porn videos, some of them showing girls who was young as 12 years old. They knew he had this in his home. He had home videos showing him himself abusing underage black girls. He had at least 20 recordings featuring about a dozen different girls, according to the files, and they knew it.
R. Kelly only had 6.
Yeah. They damn sure got him.
and he had, right, exactly.
Yeah.
So you know the reason why they ain't jump on him like that, right?
Oh yeah.
Maybe because his people was involved. His uncle's dad was the police chief. I mean, they connected, man, in ways we can't imagine, and they don't exclude. You know what I mean?
You got someone in there, and even if they weren't involved with him directly, a lot of times what you have is police or judges that are kindred souls, and I say that to mean that they doing the same damn thing. So you don't want to lock him up for that, because hey, this is what we do. Well, Crystal Kaiser, who was 16 when she met Bollard, was one of the girls in those videos. And she eventually shot Randy Bollard dead. She got tired of this man raping her, not only raping her, but selling her to other pedophiles and sexual predators, to be abused.
I mean, when is it against the law to protect yourself?
Yeah.
I mean, that's why we have to take our own sovereign. We have to get our own everything.
Yeah.
Be our own everything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We already doing it right now.
Yeah.
What has the government done for you? Besides all of what you gave to the government, whether you was a military servant, a nurse, whatever, what is it? Have they done for you? I mean, it really can't compare to what you have gave.
Oh hell no.
Exactly.
Oh hell no.
And then they don't care. I see too many veterans out on the street. It should be a veteran 17-story high building for anybody that was in the service. They all live in here. They ain't thinking like that, but they'll make a 54-floor building for Trump to stay in for 2 days.
They'll build prisons too.
And prisons. And then put them same veterans and turn them into prisoners here. Right. Instead of, I mean, it's deep, man.
And when you say veterans, I gotta mention how important DCHV is, Delaware Center for Homeless Vets. Right. Because what they do is they help people get their lives back on track. And like I said, when you mention veterans, I gotta bring them up. Right. Because there are not enough Delaware Center for Homeless Vets.
It need to be 50 of them.
Yeah, and they need to be strongly supported. Right. Because of the work they do. Like I said, there's so many veterans right now. Okay, there's not enough, but there are so many veterans who look to Delaware Center for Homeless Vets with a high level of gratitude, because they now have a roof over their head. They now have a chance, to get back on their feet. Okay, but Delaware Center for Homeless Vets, a nonprofit, is a private entity in all actuality. Right. Okay. That's
supposed to be a government type of thing that the government has, not an individual that just care about a veteran. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
And that's the difference. That's where it lies at. You got people that cares more about the veterans than the government, who the veterans was fighting for. Now that kills me. You know what I mean? But this is another thing I was gonna say. Now, them same veterans that's out there homeless. Now, we haven't had war here ever before. Real war.
Not since the Civil War.
Right. Not since the Civil War. Now, Jin Long Yun what's his name? The Chinese boy, the Chinese.
Oh, you mean the Korean dude?
Yeah, the Korean.
I
He
know
said
what
he
you're talking
got a
about.
present. Now, if he would have dropped this present, them homeless warriors would have been the only ones that was ready to fight.
Right.
And prepared fight. And you ain't taking care of them.
No,
I don't understand.
Deep, bro. That's deep. You know, oh shoot, what is his name, man?
Young Lee,
or something like that, man. We don't want to sound stereotypical or racist or anything by not getting the man's name right. But you know, y'all know who we're talking about. You know, but yeah, he always talking that gang about. He got a little present for us. You know, but getting back to Homegirl, I want to really salute Centoya Brown for, you know, stepping up and advocating for 17-year-old Crystal Kaiser. But I tell you something that, you know, that she said, because I got her, part of her op-ed here. She founded the Juvenile Justice Advocacy Program, GLITTER, Grassroots Learning Initiative for Teen Trafficking, Exploitation, and Rape. And what she does is she pays specific attention to the need to reform laws around child sex trafficking. She pointed out that while cases like hers and Kaiser's have drawn national attention, many more girls have suffered similarly in cases that will never gain public recognition. She said, we know about 14-year-old trafficking victim identified by the name Lisi, serving 20 years in Texas. We know about Alexis Martin, 15-year-old, serving 21 years to life in Ohio for playing a role in killing her trafficker. Now, thanks to reporting by the Post, Jessica Contreras, Kaiser is in our timelines. But how many more are out there? And how do we advocate for them?
Thousands.
Right? And how do we advocate for them in a way that reaches beyond the few to the many? For every injustice we see in the criminal justice system, there is a law, practice, or policy that allowed it to happen, just like Nsoromma said.
Right.
That is where the change must happen. In Kaiser's case, a loophole in the law allowed a judge to deny her. Now, this was the judge, deny her the ability to use an affirmative defense. The option to argue that she should be acquitted because the crime occurred as a result of her being trafficked and abused, and the judge denied her.
That's another word. Trafficking and abuse. No, that's kidnapped.
Yeah.
Period. She was kidnapped.
Yeah.
Raped,
you know,
sodomized, and all kind of other things that unhumanly. But they gonna say, not kidnapping.
No.
Everything but kidnapping.
Yeah. She was snatched up,
right?
And abused.
Exactly.
You know, that's
where that language mean a lot. Just like in this impeachment, the impeachment. You know what I mean? This impeachment is a bunch of crap. You know what I mean? He gonna mess around and get off and be running again and be in the office again.
Oh yeah.
On suing all of them because he know the business of it, and it's a business.
Big time.
You know what I mean? I mean, it's ridiculous,
man. And I want to say hi to Eunice State. Thank you for joining us, Eunice.
What's up? What's up? Vaughn, you still there?
Oh yeah, Vaughn in there. He in there. Now I'm glad you brought that up. I seen this what I got right here, where this guy wrote this little piece here. He said, "Dear world, to the world,
right?
We apologize for Donald Trump. He's an embarrassment to this country, and many of us are working hard to see that he gets out of office. Signed, sane Americans."
Right.
Okay. You know what? Cut the crap. When did Americans become sane? Trump is not an embarrassment. Trump is a revelation. This is the same country where 59 million stupid-ass Americans re-elected George W. Bush. This is the same racist-ass country that elected Ronald Reagan twice. Okay, Trump is not an embarrassment. Trump is as American as apple pie, the Star-Spangled Banner, lynchings, the KKK, murderous police, big pharma, drug dealers, big oil pollution, mass incarceration, robber baron, gangster banksters, land-grabbing corporations, and assassination of black leaders, racism, and greed. Get the hell out of here, sane Americans. You know what? Let me tell you something. Imagine being so stupid that you look at this treasonous, traitorous, totally corrupt, self-serving, ignorant clown,
Klans member.
Right. This racist, semi-literate moron, this sexually assaulting, grabbing by the stuff, pathologically lying, feeble-minded, morally bankrupt, constitutionally illiterate simpleton, a bloated nitwit with his cotton candy hair, radioactive tinted skin. I don't know how his skin got orange like that. He probably got some disease behind that crap.
I don't know.
No, obese, disfigurement, and then had people stand up and say, "This is a guy I really admire." What damn sane Americans?
You left out that throw up the white power symbol every time he talks.
Every
Every time he talks. Every time. If you look at every incident he's in front of the camera, he throws that up at least 4 or 5 times.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Understand?
It's just amazing. And then you got the nerve to say this.
To go from Obama 8 years of nothing, no problems in the office, the world running smooth. No matter if people thought he did something for us or not, it still was a smooth America.
How about that?
Now it's
yeah, buddy.
Messy,
bro. Yo, bro, I'm telling you.
95.3 FM.
This is the Open Eye. Look, I was gonna get ready to, give us a little musical break, but where's the little musical break? Oh, it's there.
That's it. That's a player.
Yeah, that's a player there.
Now.